Here's the bottom line. Auburn is 13th out of 16 SEC teams this season in pass defense. That's overall, and that's in just games played against SEC opponents. Overall this season, Auburn's 97th in the country in pass defense. Alabama's really good at it. And I think those numbers could use even more context because yards can tell a story, but situationally, stuff like touchdowns, third downs, conversions, explosiveness, all that really matters. Here's the thing. According to Game on Paper, Alabama's got the number 7 EPA per dropback this season in college football. Auburn's 110th in defending that. This is the mismatch. This is the mismatch right here. And for Auburn, it's can you step up to the plate and prove in this game that you're capable of hanging in there and holding a team down. Like they did it for stretches in some of those games we mentioned earlier. Obviously did not do it against Vanderbilt. They came back against Mercer, obviously. In this post-freeze firing, DJ Durkin is the defense coordinator thing. This is your matchup right here. And the big issue is going to be safeties and linebackers in coverage because that's where Auburn has gotten picked on this season. Why that matters this year is you have to look at what Alabama does and what they like doing throwing the ball with Ty Simpson. At receiver this year in the receiving game this year for Alabama, you've got Jeremy Bernard who lines up over a third of the time in the slot. He's their top receiver. Ryan Williams over half the time he's lined up in the slot. And then Josh Cuevas is their fourth best receiver on the team this year in terms of yardage, and he's their tight end. And so Alabama doesn't have of those guys we mentioned, and Isaiah Horton's had a good year as well. But of those guys we mentioned for Alabama, there's no Julio Jones, Amari Cooper, type. They don't have their elite receivers. Their best receivers aren't outside guys. They aren't guys that are. It's guys that are doing moving in and out, getting creative, and using the slot. And you have to know, Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb are going to use that to their advantage in this game. They're going to try to at least. And with Ty Simpson, you just have to look at the fact that in this season, he has been pretty good at throwing over the middle of the field, especially the intermediate ball. His intermediate passes over the middle of the field, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, nearly 700 yards on just those throws alone. This is an area where I think they're going to want to try to take advantage. And so for Auburn, how do you handle it? No Sylvester Smith, right?
For the first half.
For the first half. Very, very important to note. And look, Auburn safeties have just had a hard time in coverage this year.
No Champ Anthony for the entire game because of the injury.
No Champ Anthony.